Vice Mayor Bigg, distinguished members of the council. Today I'd like to present the approved budget by the school division, which is proposed for your approval and support. I believe just to give deference to our public officials who are coming after me, I'm going to try to keep this concise down to a 35-minute presentation. So someone's going to wave at me at 25 minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and try to do my best. And if you have any, we have copies of this report we'll send out. It's a little large to send electronically, but if you have any questions, we'd like to send this report out to you, this presentation out to you at a later time. Thank you very much. So I'm going to start today just basically looking at what we're trying to, this presentation will encompass. Rather than just jumping into the numbers, I want to provide some context in terms of the school's request. I think sometimes context usually puts numbers in perspective. So I'll do my best to just look at the direction of the school division, some of our key challenges, some of the things we've accomplished, and then look at our vision. And I'll quickly do that before getting into the numbers, which is the fun part. This presentation will talk a little bit about return on investment. What has been your return on investment in the school division? Some of our operational challenges. We'll provide the necessary budget detail and staffing, compensation, health care, and our cash capital portion of our budget, which is new this year, which I'd like to provide some detail for you on that area. In preparing for a budget, one of the things we were fortunate to do with the new superintendent coming in was have an opportunity to really look at the needs of the school division. What were some of our successes? What are some of our challenges? And then to kind of encapsulate the work moving forward in a concise post-entry report to the community. I'll kind of capture some of those speaking points from the post-entry report today, but as you're aware, it's a 20-plus page document. I definitely encourage you, if you haven't had an opportunity to review that, to look at the work that's needed to move Newport News Public Schools forward. And that information has been sent out to the council. If you have any questions regarding the post-entry report to the community, I think they'll be beneficial in this budget discussion. So we always talk about Newport News. Our job is to graduate students college, career, and citizen ready. And I believe just coming to Newport News, I found that we do a very good job of that. So we have several things that we're very proud of as a school division. 44% of our students earned, and I'm just talking about the graduating class of 2018 in perspective of this data. 44% of those students earned advanced studies diplomas. 85% took honors, advanced placement, dual enrollment courses. A lot of students take advanced placement courses, over 3,000 of those students that graduated last year. And we had 82 early college and early career students earn 1,492 college career credits. So we do a very good job of ensuring that kids have college experiences before they graduate from high school. We also have focused on, under this strategic plan, focused on career readiness as well. And as you can see, the graduating class of 2018, over 1,000 industry certifications earned. 63% of those students held a job while in high school. 361 of those students successfully completed magnet programs, the various magnet programs that we offer. So a very good job there in terms of getting students access to workforce development and careers. And citizen readiness is also an area that we focus on as a school division. 87% of our students participated in clubs, sports, and activities, and 78% performed volunteer work in our community. Am I one time? Yes. There you go. I started clicking, it didn't turn. Okay. Keep going. All right. All right. Thanks, sir. So what we're significantly proud of is our graduation rate. One thing Newport News does very well, graduating students on time and ensuring that the majority of our students cross the finish line. And we're very proud to report that over the course of since 2008, we've improved from 72.9% on-time graduation to 93%, which leads the state average. And our dropout rate is well below the state average. We've reduced that dropout rate from 12% to 2.1%. So very good job in terms of our division. Keep it going. There we go. One more. In terms of our division, in terms of meeting graduation requirements. There we go. Now, so with that being said, I'm going to move on to some of the things that we need to look forward to. We also have this, and this may be the first time the council has seen this, our accreditation trend over the past few years. Okay, we're very proud to report that we have continued to see an increasing number of our schools earn full accreditation. And that trend, that positive trend is continuing, and we're hoping to have full accreditation in years to come. So the key work that we've done, this division has done over the past few years, supported by council, I believe can show you adequately that there's a significant return on investment for your support and your collaboration with the school division over the past few years. And we still have work to do. That's not all of our schools, but you see we're heading in the right direction. So what are some of the key challenges and opportunities that we face as a school division?
Dr. Parker, can you go back a slide, please, and
Yes,
explain what this means? You have 17, explain the numbers that you would.
So in 14, we had 11 schools that were fully accredited out of our 38 schools that are measured on SOLs. And that number has increased significantly over the past 4 years. We're now at 26 schools that are fully accredited.
So we have 26 out of the 38.
Out of the 38 schools that are measured by SOL testing.
Okay, and so where are we, which school, what level are we having our challenges for?
We have 20, elementary is where we're seeing significant progress. All of our high schools are fully accredited. Middle school is where we are seeing challenges as well. So elementary and middle school primarily are where our schools are right now that are not meeting the mark.
And I know you got your presentation,
yes,
but I'd like to know, and I don't know if you will get to that, what types of things, and maybe you can get that to me later, what types of things are you doing with your middle schools to cause them to help get them to where they need to be for accreditation?
I would be happy to share that with you.
I
And some of that's
really
encapsulated here, but yes, ma'am, it is important.
Okay, thank you.
So when we talk about key challenges moving forward, we just talked about a number of schools accredited. Now the game has changed. We have a new accreditation system across the state. So not only do we look at academic measures now, we also look at things like chronic absenteeism. And then the academic data now is broken up by subgroups. So now our specific special ed population, ESL population, students who are free or reduced lunch, will specifically focus on those key groups in addition to other subgroups, will determine your accreditation. So if those groups are not performing well, now it's not just a matter of all your students doing well, it's a matter of specific subgroups of students also performing at an increased rate. So the accreditation game has changed a little bit, it's a little more complex, and it requires, and as we'll talk about that, it will require more resources in the future to make sure we meet the demands of specific populations of students, not just the all. We also have some challenges in terms of making sure that we're getting more kids in the queue ready for kindergarten. Okay, currently we have a good percent. Newport does a very good job. We have roughly about 70% of our students attend some form of pre-K center. But I also worry about the 30% who do not. Because when we also look at students reading on grade level, that's also going to be a challenge for us. And if we are not preparing more and more students for kindergarten, they're already coming into the kindergarten queue behind. Okay, and our job now is not only to prepare, to teach them and get them ready on reading on grade level by 3rd grade, but also to make sure that they're ready for kindergarten. So that is a significant challenge, and we'll have to continue looking at how we do that. Reading on grade level, there's plenty of studies out there that show that dynamic factors into all areas of academics. So if a student is not reading on grade level, by the time they switch from learning to read to reading to learn, now all other areas where they have to read content beyond the 3rd grade is impacted by their abilities. So it's very important for the success of our school division, for the success of workforce development, college and career readiness, to ensure that we see increasing numbers of our students reading on grade level. Mental health services is currently a key area that we're focused on, and nationally we're focused on, with the number of issues that we receive, or we are informed of in terms of trauma care, reports to CPS, students who are struggling academically. Mental health services factor into all other areas of academics. When you look at the students who are missing school or truant, when you look at students who are having behavioral issues, many of those things are symptoms, and they're symptoms to larger problems. So mental health services is something that we're definitely focused on in improving the care that we provide our students moving forward. And it's an area that we'll have to continue to focus on because we see an increasing need. And then we continue to see staffing challenges. This year we were not 100% staffed, not only at the beginning of the year, but also in December or February. Okay, we're still seeing a need to find qualified teachers throughout to fill our vacancies, and specifically in high need areas. Now, where are those teachers? They're not in the queue. The college education system is not producing the demand of instructional support that school divisions need. So it's incumbent on us to not only retain who we have, but also to attract who's out there. And we've seen expanded costs involved in recruitment, but also in terms of ensuring that we are very competitive in terms of compensation and benefits. So these are challenges that we feel continue to drive our needs in our school division, and we'll continue to focus on things beyond the college, career, and citizen readiness. There are needs that we can quantify that will impact future budget cycles.
Can I interrupt you again? I'm sorry.
Oh, please feel free.
If you can go back to your last slide. Okay, so your mental health services, do you all see, or are you all saying that is there a correlation between those students who have free or reduced lunch and the need for mental health services? Or are you saying that all of your students need mental health services?
I think all students need a school counseling and school counseling support, which is a portion of our mental health services, but there are tiers of support that's needed.
Okay.
You have students with extreme behavioral needs, and we do some of our, help some of those students through support through our local organizations. But we also need that level of support within our school division. So we need psychologists, we need clinically licensed social workers, we need some folks who can be an intermediary beyond a school counselor who is not necessarily a mental health provider. Some counselors can obtain that rating, but all of our counselors are not mental health providers.
And so do you have, what's your status of having them in your system right now, as far as psychologists?
Clinically licensed school social workers?
I know that we have two social workers. Okay,
We have two.
Okay.
And we do have psychologists. Most of those individuals who we do have currently are there primarily, their primary role is support of special education, doing school social cultural reports, psychological reports, those types of things. We would like to make sure that we're continuing to increase the staff and put a model in place so that they're working with, they're a resource for not only school counselors, but direct support to parents and students. And we're also working with our city organizations also to get more support in our schools. So we're trying to get some more support for students in our schools as well. But right now we're not adequately supported to deal with the types of needs that we have.
Okay, but I'm just trying to make sure that, is there a correlation? Are you saying, or the system saying that there's a correlation between those students that get free and reduced lunch and those and mental health services? I'm trying to make sure, is there,
I would say that students, it's only research based at this point, and we're seeing the impact of it. I would say students who live at or below poverty level are more exposed to trauma, the issues informed in family trauma and family crisis. There's more homelessness. There are other supports that students need, a parent being incarcerated, deaths in the family. So we can attribute a lot of those things. Our students are living that dynamic, and they're not receiving a lot of mental health care when those type of issues occur. So I would dare say that we can quantify it through our data, through the supports that we provide, but I don't think we're meeting all the needs of all of our students. My answer to your question would be yes, but I would refer more to research than I would to quantify it with the Newport News data.
Yeah, because I like that information as well. If there is a correlation between the two, or what do you all say?
I think we have good information on CPS referrals, on students who attempted suicide, students who've reported self-harm, behavioral issues, our discipline data regarding behavior. So we have data that provides symptoms of mental health needs. And we also have referral data as well, but to say that there's a direct correlation right now between students who are at the poverty level or below poverty in Newport News and mental health services, I would refer probably to more to research, because that substantiates that there is.
Okay, and are you all using TDT in your system?
Yes, all of our schools.
Okay.
We use therapeutic day treatment.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So, moving forward, we need to talk about where we are in terms of vision, and what do we need to do to move our division forward. And in these areas right here, I'm catching up on my slides here. These are some of the things that we captured that we know are key areas where we need to move our vision forward. One, in accordance with our post-entry report, we definitely need to look at our standard curriculum and continue to build our curriculum. In particular, the state now requires that you have a profile of a graduate. And that is a curriculum change. Once you define what that profile is, and we would like to define the profile in terms of a Newport News public school graduate, you have to apply the curriculum necessary to get the right outcome. Does that make sense? So you can't just say, here's our profile of a graduate, and you're not providing the experiences, the curriculum, and the knowledge necessary for that profile to become a reality. So we know we have some curricular changes that on the horizon and some experiences that we'll need to do in the future to meet that demand. We also have to establish metrics for kindergarten readiness to ensure that we're increasing our number of students who are ready day one to report into kindergarten, putting remedial programs in place for students who fall behind. That includes during school and during summer school. So we have to continue to look at our Spark program to incorporate more remedial assistance for students who are entering Spark on day one behind, and making sure that they're closing gaps. We need to increase mental health supports. We are fortunate to have our community services board support us this year. They're going to provide additional on-site assistance for us next year in Newport News to assist some of our schools with providing on-site assistance with mental health services, and we're very fortunate to have that. And as you're aware, they also provide the therapeutic day treatment.
Can I ask a quick question on that? Will they be able to work with students that don't fall under their insurance umbrella?
In some cases, they will, in terms of mental health support outside of TDT.
Correct.
And then some will be referral processes to outside providers. But they do have a process where if a student family is not Medicaid eligible, that they still can provide some level of assistance. And we also want to make our schools safe. We want to continue to look at our school security plans and make sure that we're working with our local authorities to make sure that we have a stellar school resource officer program and alignment with our school division to ensure that we have safe schools. And one I think that's near and dear to everyone's heart in this room, we want to continue to build on workforce development. As you're aware, the school division is working with the city right now to partner with you on the STEP program, and we're going to make the STEP program a year-round initiative, where we'll work with cohorts of students at each one of the schools who were employed during the summer and continue to provide them with workforce development experiences throughout the year. So what I'm here in front of you today to ask really is not to fund the budget. I'm really here to ask you to fund the vision for our schools.